You know that feeling when you break up with someone and 2 weeks later, they're engaged to the love of their life. Like you were the warm-up act for their happily ever after? Now imagine that happening not once, not twice, but every single time. That is the specific, humiliating nightmare of Justin Dahl. He's a software engineer in Minnesota who is so convinced he's cursed that he actually posts about it on Reddit. And the thread goes viral. And that is where our story starts. Not with a spilled coffee or a stuck elevator, but with a viral, am I the asshole style Reddit thread that catches the eye of Emma Grant. Emma is a traveling nurse living out of 2 suitcases who reads Justin's post and realizes, wait a minute, I have the exact same curse. So she slides into his DMs, and together they hatch a plan that is equal parts genius and insane. They will date for the summer, just for the summer, and then break up. The logic? Their curses will cancel each other out, and they'll finally be free to find their soulmates. Let's zoom in on the texture of this summer fling. Because Emma isn't just visiting. She takes a travel nurse assignment in Minnesota and rents a cottage on a private island on Lake Minnetonka. It sounds idyllic, right? But Jimenez grounds this fantasy immediately. Emma is deeply avoidant. She has an island metaphor for her life. She is an island, and the only person allowed to dock there is her best friend, Maddie, and Justin. Justin is what Book Talk would call a golden retriever boyfriend. But that label feels too flat for how Jimenez writes him. He doesn't just act nice. He sends Emma literal questionnaires before their dates to make sure he gets the logistics right. He's the guy who, when Emma gets the norovirus, which, by the way, is a scene depicted in vivid, unglamorous detail, doesn't run away. He paddles a boat out to her island to take care of her. That is the juice of this book. It's not vague romantic gestures. It's holding someone's hair back while they're violently ill in a bathroom on a private island. That is intimacy. But the real tension here isn't the romance. It's the baggage they're both trying to hide in the closet. While they are playing house on the lake, Justin's life is quietly imploding. His mother isn't just troubled. She is heading to federal prison for embezzlement. Justin is about to become the legal guardian of his 3 younger siblings. He is drowning in responsibility, trying to keep a brave face. And Emma's curse isn't bad luck. It's trauma. Her mother, Amber, is a chaotic, narcissistic whirlwind who blows into town and wreaks havoc. There is a specific gut-wrenching scene where Amber starts dating Neil, a character you might remember if you read Jimenez's other books. And when things go south, she doesn't just cry. She vandalizes his car. She breaks his medical trophies. It is messy. It is loud. And it forces Emma to shrink back into that terrified little girl who believes she isn't worth staying for. This is where the book pivots from a rom-com into a heavy emotional drama. The breakup part of their plan looms over them. Not because they want to break up, but because Emma is terrified of being a burden. She sees Justin taking on 3 kids and a prison scandal, and she thinks the kindest thing she can do is run. And she does run. This leads to one of the best details in the book. Emma ghosts. She leaves. But her best friend Maddie, who is frankly the MVP of this entire novel, knows Emma's flight response so well that she has actually hidden AirTags in Emma's luggage. That is such a specific, modern detail that tells you everything about their friendship. Maddie doesn't chase her to bring her back to the boy. She chases her to make sure she's safe. So, let's talk about the critique. What works and what doesn't. What Abby Jimenez gets absolutely right is the atmosphere of heavy comfort She tackles complex PTSD, enmeshment, and the foster care system, but she wraps it in this banter-filled cozy blanket. Justin is arguably the greenest flag in romance history. If you are tired of alpha hole billionaires, Justin is the antidote. He is competence porn. He is emotional intelligence porn. However, the book does stumble a bit with the pacing of the trauma. At times, the drama with Emma's mother, Amber, feels suffocating. It takes up a lot of oxygen in the room. And there are moments in the middle where you just want to scream, "We get it! She's toxic." It can feel a bit repetitive. Also, for a book built on the premise of breaking the curse, the third act breakup, while psychologically consistent for Emma, can feel frustrating for the reader. You are watching two people who clearly love each other stumble over hurdles that could be solved with one honest conversation. But then again, that's what trauma does. It steals your voice. So while it's frustrating, it's also realistic. The verdict? Read this if you want a romance that acknowledges that happily ever after isn't about finding someone perfect. It's about finding someone who is willing to sit in the mud with you while you heal. It is for the girlies who have an avoidant attachment style and the guys who are tired of being the rebound. Just for the Summer is messy, it's medical, and it's deeply, surprisingly moving. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more book breakdowns. I'll see you in the next one.